Well, I'm curious about how you may have seen this in your practice as a psychotherapist.
Yeah, so it's been quite interesting because the way that me and my people practice is one of wanting to create the safest possible space for people to touch into inside of them whatever is most important for their healing. We can't know that. Their system knows that. And so we try to make a safe space, a warm space, a listening space, a welcoming space. And then people sometimes will sink back all the way into the womb at some point in their therapy and begin to speak to what it was like to even have a sense of their personhood dropping into this womb and what that arrival was like. Did it feel welcoming? Did it feel like there was a way that mom was aware, maybe not even consciously aware, but that her system was aware of the arrival of this new person that was coming in, was coming to stay? And or was it somehow a place of not welcome, a place of fear, a place where something had happened in the experience of conception that was violent or hurtful. And when they drop into that, it's the most profound, quiet, it's hard to describe how sacred it feels to be able to go back and touch into that place and that experience of what it was like to arrive here in what is going to be their body. And then, of course, the miracle that these two coming together then begin to blossom bit by bit by bit, that the design is already there, that and not only the design that we all share is there, but also the design of the unique individual is there and begins to flower. Others will have experience. I've had been with so many people who feel drawn back to their birth experience, what that was like to feel that movement and to feel again working with mom, or perhaps not. My mom was knocked out when I was born.
Mine too. Yeah.
So yeah, back in those days, there nobody knew. It's not to blame anyone. Nobody knew how profound this was to have this birth experience like that. And so again, people will drop into that sometimes as well, or the very early days after birth where this relationship's wanting to go back into the eyes of mom, wanting to be absorbed again into that feeling of being inside and feeling secure. And so all of these experiences come alive in therapy, and I'm so grateful our systems hold them so that we can go back and heal what was hurt and celebrate what was lovely.
Yeah, that's so beautiful and so fortunate. Um, I know in my work, I feel like a big part of what I do, or what the groups that I work with do, is provide a different kind of context, a different kind of womb, so that, that stillness, that beautiful light you're describing. I talk about our original embryological potential, that's always there, but we might have forgotten about it or lost touch with it. And just being or providing a context of really being welcomed and seen and heard, listened to deeply, reflected, then that can come to the foreground. I'm curious, how do you feel how do you meet that material when it comes up?
Oh gosh, it feels like such a blessing. I mean, to feel that that infant or that embryo or whatever stage it is present right here. And I always feel like my hands are out like this, to hold. And I'm in some people who've had particularly difficult times in utero, we just offer our hands to hold that little one and to provide that welcome and to say, we can be with you now. And so often in therapy, it means going through the painful part of that, the frightening part of it, whatever it was that was there, and holding that as well. It's not to just like instantaneously somehow give a new experience. We have to go back and touch this little one where he or she is, and
Absolutely.
then provide something new. That seems to be the essence of it. And I have felt with some of my people that had these very difficult experiences when they were in the womb, almost as though I'm carrying them then day by day in my own body, and providing that space, not only when they're here in the room with me, but between times as well. And it feels very precious to me. I loved being pregnant with my daughter. And so that feeling is really inside me, that it is such a blessing to be able to carry in the essence of a person inside, and then to, feel them gradually develop in the light of something that feels much more how it was intended. Because you're right, it's always there. The capacity is always there. It's just gotten short-circuited, or something has happened that hasn't allowed it to blossom yet. But the blossoming is always possible.
Always possible. It's such a miracle.